Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, War Room Edition. Back again as your host, Jim.
And as your co-host, let's go Philly, because you cut me off last episode way too quick.
Oh my
And you know what? And in the past 2 days, I've been wanting to get back with you. But really, the funny thing is, I only like one Philly team anyway. So it don't matter. Well, actually, I take it back too. I like the Union too, the soccer team, but that's not really
it's not really a sport.
No, it's really a sport, but it's not really a big fan known to be asshole sport,
Yeah, no, dude. I'm not gonna rehash the Philly thing. Just done with it. Leave it alone. Go home.
So what are we doing today? How's this stuff?
Oh, well, we're doing what we normally do. We're going to pull some headlines, and we're going to talk about them because we're veterans and we know everything. We've probably been more places than most people. So we're going to talk about this stuff from our perspective, and we're probably right because, like I said, we're veterans, right?
We're always right. If you haven't followed us or watched us, our opinions are always right.
Yes, but please don't fact check that. All right, so the first headline, man accused in Paul Pelosi attack is illegal alien.
That's the first time I heard that one.
Really?
I've heard a lot of other things, but that's the first time I heard that one.
Well, you know where he's from, right?
Paul Pelosi or the guy that attacked him?
The illegal alien.
Nope.
He's from Canada.
You can't be illegal from Canada. That don't happen.
I don't know. I mean,
I guess that could be Canada.
Yeah. He came here illegally, and then he never left or something.
There's so many twists and turns to this story. It just,
well, I would love to break this down. I mean, because the problem with breaking it down is we don't have all the information, right?
No, we never will.
Right, and that's the problem with it. But that's what makes this thing easy to determine. Like, I don't know if people really understand. Like, we have some law enforcement experience, so we can see this from a different perspective. But I just want to let's try this. Let's try this. Just take the basic story from a non-law enforcement perspective. Just say you're a Joe Schmo, whatever you call these people, these average Joe, because does any of this even make sense to you?
No.
So when things don't make sense, right, what happens? It could be a rare occasion, right? Because not everything is, by the book and the way it is, or it could be a bunch of lies.
I'm going to go with the latter.
Yeah, I'm going to too. And you know what? Like, I don't know. Like, just think about this. Here's like how much are the Pelosi's worth?
Billions, I think.
No, I think they're in the hundreds of millions. Like,
I'm sure they're in the hundreds of millions, probably upper hundreds of millions.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but they're worth a lot of money.
If you count all their insider trading, they're probably worth more than that.
So they're worth a lot of money. Now, would you say someone worth a lot of money lives in a house that you can just break into with, no pants on? Like, you could just walk down the street with no underwear on and break in?
But the glass was broken from the inside out.
Forget the glass. Forget the scientific proving. Just, I mean, what are the odds that some guy in his underwear is able to break into your house if you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars?
There's been no video footage of anything.
Well, imagine that, right? Because you probably have security cameras, right?
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Oh, wow, you could probably prove a lot with that.
And I don't know if she's not there. I don't know if the house is protected or not, but I'm sure they have cameras.
Well, I've heard mixed information on this. I've heard when she goes away, the security detail goes with them. But
with her.
I also heard with her.
Yeah, supposedly she's protected, but he's not. I don't know.
But I also heard that their family is protected.
Well, I'm sure they're protected. I'm sure they're protected by their own personal security cameras.
Well, even at that. So, but think about this: do they protect him when he's at the bar, getting drunk, drinking and driving? Like, if they did, they should have given him a ride home, right?
Very true. So, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't have protection. I don't know. But either way, as an average person, like, what do you think the odds that a person worth hundreds of millions of dollars lives in a house that some guy in his underwear can walk in and break into?
Probably very, very, very slim.
Sure. Like, I mean, I don't even make that much money, but I got cameras and alarms on my house. You ain't breaking into my house. If you do, you're probably going to get shot, not greeted and have a conversation.
And like I heard it once that they both had hammers. Like, how do you
Yeah,
both? Is that why you protect yourself with a hammer in your house? Well,
I
probably
think
because they don't believe in guns. So
I think that's misunderstood because I think the police, it was really weird. The first police briefing that I heard was that the cops showed up. They both were holding the hammer, and then the one guy pulled it away and hit him, and then the cops
oh,
intervened. But so my question is, that's what I said. You're a common citizen, so you call the police from the bathroom, right? Because he went into the bathroom where his phone was charging, and you go out of the bathroom. And this was a point that was brought up too. You think if you're worth hundreds of $1 million, you think you have a little bathroom that's like a 2 by 5 foot bathroom, or is the bathroom like a big room or some, you know, what I
there's a
mean?
there's a powder room. That's where he charges his phone.
You know what I'm saying? Like the bathroom probably big enough, but so you go into the bathroom and at some point somebody had a hammer or not. Do you not just close the door? I mean, you're calling the police. Why wouldn't you close the door and leave the
And
guy outside?
that's what I said. We don't know the whole story, but there's a lot of holes in the story. This hammer put a lot of holes in the story.
Yeah. It's just I'm just saying, like, not even from a cop perspective, like a police perspective. That's why I didn't want to go into the glass and the forensics and the things that you expect at these domestics or whatever. Like you didn't want to go into all that. I mean, just a common sense. This story doesn't make any sense. It
It
doesn't make
does
any
not.
sense. Now, if I were to guess my own story to this, the two of them had something going on. I don't want to speculate what that was, but they knew something was going on, and then a fight ensued or something like that, or somebody went crazy or something, and then all of a sudden he had to do something. But
Yeah. So even if he had something going on, I don't know if I'm pulling up to someone's house in my underwear and just walking in. Where are my clothes at?
right, and they try to say the guy was a nudist guy, but I still don't care. Just because you're a nudist doesn't mean you walk around all day in your underwear.
No, not all the time.
No, I mean that's stupid. What was the temperature like?
California, probably pretty warm. San Francisco, probably pretty
Yeah,
warm.
all right, fair enough. But I mean, the story just it reeks of, and let's be real. I mean, that's part of the job of Secret Service and all these people is to protect the image. So let's be real. We're not surprised that the police aren't releasing the right stuff. Obviously, we know Pelosi's aren't going to release anything that damns themselves. But let's
Yeah,
not be. What's that?
none of the cops had body cams either, huh?
Oh, I'm sure they did, but they probably ain't going to release that either. That's my point, and I understand that to an extent. Like you don't want the world to see how stupid or the level of corruption these people live in. You know what I mean? Like you got to protect the image some way. You know what I mean? But at this point, if you're believing this nonsense, and yeah, I don't know, whatever. There's no hope for these people.
There any hope for these people?
Yeah, New York City delivery workers protest outside City Hall demanding $30 per hour minimum wage.
So New York City delivery workers. So they're not even government employees, right? So you can't really. City Hall can't tell a non-government agency how much to. Well, unless they do a minimum wage, but that's for the whole state, right? I don't know what these
I
people
don't
are
know. Are they
stupid.
city? I mean, it says New York City delivery workers. Do they work for the city?
Yeah, that's what I was on. It didn't say city workers. It just says like what is Amazon, FedEx, UPS?
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's city workers. I mean, why would
That
this,
could be.
like you said,
But,
what FedEx wouldn't
but
protest outside City Hall?
what does city workers deliver?
I don't know, maybe documents to
Yeah,
another corrupt
I don't know.
organization.
But that's fine. Give them $30 an hour. Then you know what happens to that? Same thing happened right now. Inflation even more. Everything's gonna go up. Everything's gonna go. These people are
Well, I
stupid.
mean, the
I'm
difference
taking your
here
words
is,
out of your mouth, and I shouldn't be calling people names like
yeah,
that. But
right. They shouldn't. Yeah, that's terrible. You're
man,
terrible. Don't do that. Don't be calling people stupid. That's stupid. Um, but yeah, but if they're talking about city workers, it's taxpayer money. So what does it matter? Pay them $80 an hour. What's the matter? It's taxpayer money.
you gotta raise taxes on them.
Well, no, you know what's going to happen. Just like California, it's the same crap they pull It's the little game I call the Air Force game. California is going to start giving, I think San Francisco is one of those cities, those ridiculous cities, is talking about the universal basic income. So they're going to start spending taxpayer dollars to pay people. And then what's going to happen? Then they're going to go broke or bankrupt. And then what? Oh, Mr. Federal Government, we need a bailout. We need money. Just like the COVID scam, the COVID money scam. That's what it was, money laundering. It's all it was. They were bailing out.
Yeah. How much of that money can't they find anymore?
Yeah, they were bailing out cities whose budgets were well under, and that's who was getting all that money. Not the rural areas that didn't spend all that money. It's the same thing with the college tuition thing. You screw up, you get rewarded. Because these people are so damn corrupt. It's not even funny.
Well, this guy's not any better.
Desperate Kanye lands sponsorship deal with Crocs.
Well, at least someone's sponsoring him now because that dude lost so many sponsors. This dude he needs to go to a doctor. He needs to get his head checked.
Well, here's the deal with him. I'm gonna tell you what I believe. I think, even admits he's bipolar. So I think he's already admitted he's bipolar because I'm gonna tell you, when he talks in the normal Kanye, he makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of the things he says makes a lot of sense. And I'm not even mad at what he said, even though I'm not going to, go throw in a group of people in a category. But why can't he? You know what I mean? Aren't there people that say Americans suck? Sure, you go overseas, yeah. They label us all Americans. Well, except in this country. Did I tell you that in the thing? Did I tell you that?
But my problem with this is my kids like Crocs. I'm not going to spend more on Crocs because they got to pay Kanye now. You know?
Crocs cost $50. You know that? Do you know how expensive Crocs are? My son wears Crocs.
Well, I don't buy them. My wife does. So now I'm even more mad.
I'm telling you, my son still doesn't have Crocs because every store I go to, they're $50. I'm like, are you out of your mind? It's a freaking rubber mold. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there probably isn't even, illegal young labor workers in China making them. It's just probably some guy in his basement just pouring some rubber in a mold. Oh, this one's done. Like, are you kidding me?
Poking a couple holes in it, calling it good.
$50. Like, really, $50 for Crocs. I say, hell no.
My kids are still young. I don't think they're crossed that much yet.
Well, but this is a reason right there where I would buy knockoffs. Yeah, I'm not into supporting illegal activity, but if you're going to charge $50 for a freaking molded rubber shoe, are you kidding me?
Dude, they're good for everything. They're good for wear year round. You can wear them to the beach. You can wear them hiking. Sure. You can wear them to the creek.
And that makes them worth $50.
Well, you know how long they last? They're just a piece of rubber. They're going to last for a long time.
Hammers are good for a lot of stuff, too.
They're going to last. What'd you say?
Hammers are good for a lot of stuff, too.
Hammers.
They don't cost $50.
Yeah, but you don't use hammers unless you're in Pelosi's house as often as you do Crocs.
I don't know. I don't know what Pelosi was using the hammer for.
I think he was getting hammered, but that was a different headline earlier. We've moved on from that headline. We're on Crocs and Kanye now.
Did you just say he was getting hammered? And you said we're on Crocs?
By drinking, it's already proven.
You think Crocs and Kanye?
Yeah, we're on Crocs and Kanye headline. We're
Crocs
not on
Crocs, Kanye Crocs. Well, whatever. I mean, Kanye's got some FU money anyway, so I don't think he cares.
I'm sure he does. Yeah, I'm sure. He got a lot of child support right now, so.
Like I said, again, Kanye's not a guy that I look up to, If somebody says something that makes sense and is legitimate, or if they say something that's stupid, you know what I mean? They got that right. But screw you, Crocs.
Talk about a lot of throwaway money.
Yeah, nearly $1 billion pours into junk bonds ahead of Fed rate decision.
So, to be honest, I have no idea what the headline means. Not a clue.
I'm going to tell you what. I don't either, but I'm going to tell you what I think it Do you remember the housing market crash?
In 08?
You remember when the market crashed in 2008? Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember how that happened? They were giving out loans that they knew people couldn't pay.
Right.
So instead of having those loans, they would bundle them in with a bunch of other loans and sell them off. So basically, where they were giving loans to somebody else who they knew weren't going to get paid. So a bond obviously is not the same. I think a bond, I don't know if bonds are just issued by the government. Is it only the government that can issue?
I think so.
Or
They're
banks
federal
can issue?
bonds. You know?
Banks might
Yeah,
be able
banks
to
can issue
bonds
them,
too.
but they're federal bonds, though, right? I mean, they're federally backed.
Yeah, I think it's certain organizations can only give bonds. And
Let's just make shit up. Who cares? Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, but I do think that's true. Somebody could make comment. Yeah, but we'll just say things wrong just to see if anybody comments, right? But so what there's
we've never been fact checked, so everything we say is true. So go ahead.
Yeah. So junk bonds would have to mean that they're not getting paid back or whatever. Like, you know, but that's like that's like buying money from the government. So bonds are buying money from the government. It's like you saying, you know, okay, I'm going to give you money. You give me an interest rate and then I'll pay you back.
Yeah, how does that work? I mean, like back in the day, you used to buy savings bonds. Everybody bought savings bonds back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? Kept them from years and years and years, and you made $25. I mean,
Right,
you didn't make anything. I mean,
well, yeah, it was like, well, it depended on the rate, right? Because I would buy like a $200 savings bond for $100, but the maturity rate was like 10 years. So if you cashed them in halfway through, you wouldn't get the full 200. You'd get your 100 back and whatever. But that's what happens if the Fed buys these bonds. Basically, the Fed's using money, printing money, to buy money that doesn't exist yet.
Hoping interest is higher.
Yeah. So it's all a little scam. It's more money laundering. So
you like using that word with the government.
What's that?
Money laundering.
Well, that's it is. It's an elite group of people that know how to get rich and keep getting rich. I mean, that's really what's happening. It's the middle class is always the ones that bring in the most work and stuff, but it's the middle class the ones they're trying to get rid of. It's like the Hunger Games.
While we're on the subject, remember, November 8th, go out and vote. Go out and vote. November 8th. Your vote matters.
Why are we voting? Well, obviously, we got to call out the Babylon Bee one. Babylon Bee headline.
I don't know which one that one. It's probably the New York City Delivery Workers demanding $30 an hour. That can't be true, right?
Really?
That's more fake than Crocs.
Well, I might believe that, but actually it is the Crocs. Because the Crocs probably wouldn't even take Kanye at this point.
I don't think anybody's taking him right now.
Yeah. Well, anyways, who cares? Everybody can get canceled, I guess. We'll probably be canceled soon enough. So we might as well cancel ourselves. So until then.
What are we doing Tuesday nights then?
We'll play poker or
Thursday nights and Saturday nights. I don't even know what nights we come on anymore.
We'll play poker. Anyways, yeah, I think it's Wednesday. When do we come out? I don't know. We come out of the closet whenever we're ready. All right. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Nate, for being there. Thanks for supporting all Philadelphia trash, and Crocs. Until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinion. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.